Hello and welcome back. So, I finally gave up on playing retail. The anniversary edition of the anniversary event going on with the scaling issues, the lackluster approach to it, and the fact that it seems to just be a bunch of time walking dungeons and maybe the time walking raid. There's just. I was expecting something different and I didn't get it. I was expecting, maybe a grand raid or dungeon, or maybe never ending. Basically, steal the idea from Project Ascension and use the Mana Storm dungeon as a blueprint and basically rip it wholesale, and just implement it in retail. Where you go into the dungeon and you defeat a boss, you go to the next dungeon, you keep scaling up, keeps getting harder and harder and harder as you keep going up. That would be great to me. That would be fantastic. You just see how high you can go. Basically Torghast, but as an actual dungeon. So you have all five of you and your four friends are in there, just a full party. But that didn't happen. Instead, we get FOMO. We get a lot of FOMO. Just so much. I don't know. I have no desire to play retail anymore. The anniversary thing wasn't just the only issue. It's other issues too. The delves. The scaling difference between 8 and 9 level delves are insane. Maybe it's been fixed since I last attempted it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I just don't have a desire to attempt 9s again. I don't like the fact that out of all the dungeons they could put in Mythic Plus rotation, they threw in 2 Shadowland dungeons, and so I don't want to do Shadowland dungeons. I don't want to deal with them. I hate Shadowlands. I don't like any of the dungeons. I didn't like any of them. So, yeah. The community itself making it very hard for anyone who's weary about tanking to want to go tanking. I don't want to heal because I don't like the way druids heal now. I don't like the healing system. I don't want to go DPS because then I'm always on the competitiveness of, oh, you're so low, you're just dragging them down is annoying. And I'm fine tanking. I am. I don't mind tanking. Problem is, I don't want to sit there and have to be berated by being told I'm going the wrong way, or we don't need to pull this stuff. It comes down to the timer. There's no way to increase the timer, there's only ways to lose timer, which is the issue now. I remember doing Mythic Pluses last year, in Dragonflight, and completing 11s, 12s, and 13s with like 10, 15 minutes left to spare. Why is it that these this year's Mythic Plus, this season's Mythic Pluses take so long? I don't know. I can't explain it. This suspension does not sit well with me with progression. The story's fine. I don't mind the story up until a point, because it got to the point where I just wanted the story to just continue and not keep being dragged on. I did all the quests in the first zone, did all the quests in the Ringing Deep, did everything in Hollowsfell. I did everything there. But towards the end of it, I just said, when I got the spider area, I was already max level, I just wanted the Earthen. That's all I wanted was the Earthen. I still haven't unlocked the Earthen because I thought, okay, I'll complete the main quest here. I bombed the rest of the main quest, didn't read anything, didn't pay attention to anything, just went to objective, kill a thing, grab the thing, do the thing, next objective, do the thing. And I kept doing that. Turns out there's another set of chapters afterwards. And I gave up. I gave up because I didn't like... I wanted to focus on making my character stronger overall. And then I realized I can't do that the way I want to. Once again, Blizzard sits there and says, oh, you want to make your character stronger this certain way? No. It's ridiculous. I would love for more pet battle dungeons to be introduced, but they're not going to do them because they didn't have as many people weren't flocking to them when they first came out. The original one, the first two that came out, Wailing Caverns and Dead Mines. The reason why Wailing Caverns had so many people go to it because it was the first one of its kind. The reason not many people went to Dead Mines because you repeat the same issue that Wailing Caverns had, which is you don't win the dungeon by simply having a strong team. You win the dungeon by having a lot of pets at max level and max rarity. Of the kind you need to beat each section. And that's not fun. Essentially, this is me complaining about a lot of stuff all at once. I don't like how everything in WoW now happens so fast. To a lot of y'all who play retail, 8 weeks is nothing. 8 weeks is too long. It's too long. We should have the next patch out by week 6 or something like that. It's not enough time for the average player to play anymore. And that's the problem. I don't get to play every day. And if I do play every day, it's only for like an hour, a few hours. Not very long. Not as much time as I need to put in the game in order to do half the stuff I want to go do. And so I'm thinking of closing the chapter on retail for good this time. There's nothing in retail that I want to do anymore. Pet battles are one-sided as hell. If you want to have fun doing pet battles, you have to build the perfect team. And good luck doing PvP because the versus pet battles, because it's all just you have to have these particular pets, and that's it. Nothing else. The PvP in WoW is not really fun. Even the PvP events. You know, the big one where Arctic Valley, where you're supposed to sit there and get the big guys out, do all the buffs and the reinforcements and stuff, and have a stalemate that pushes basically a wall that pushes left up and down the map over and over again. Yeah, that doesn't happen. That's not happening because people are doing what they always done in the Arctic Valley since they realized that it's faster to just complete it, and that is to just bum rush the end. I realized that was the issue. That was an issue that is going to keep happening when I did my second PvP event, and I went to the mines that's right there underneath the Alliance starting cave, and helped capture it. Then, as we're leaving, I look at the map, and the Horde have already pushed up to one of our bunkers. And so, me and a few other people started heading towards there to try to defend. Yeah, wall of Horde. Wasn't just a few people, no, it was a majority of the team were coming down the path towards our main base. So we pretty much lost at that point because we could not hold them off. We just got slaughtered. We couldn't back cap because not enough people could get around the horde wall. And yeah, we pretty much lost. And we did lose. We lost about 5 minutes later. Because the sheer amount of people just went to do one of the went off somewhere. They went to one of the other mines, and were fighting something there instead of actually doing the battleground. So yeah, we lost terribly. Away. There's issues. They could have made that battleground where you have to use the NPCs. You had to make the NPCs like nigh on unkillable. So you need the entire raid group to push anything, or you need majority of the raid group to push anything, or you need buffs to push stuff. But they didn't. They half-assed it, like they do so many other things. Moving on though, I downloaded Turtle Wow. Yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. I downloaded Turtle Wow, or the day before yesterday, one of the two. Anyway, I took the day after. I took the 6th off, and I sat at my house. I went to the dentist, and I sat at my desk and played WoW most of the morning. And I had fun. Well, I played WoW. I downloaded WoW the evening of the 5th. Well, downloaded Turtle WoW evening the 5th. I didn't play it. I just made the account and logged into it, and I made a paladin. I did play a little bit. Made a dwarf paladin. Set my settings up. Played until level 2, and just logged off and went back to playing it. Went to play Ascension. I was trying to play my Necromancer in Ascension, but one of the quests is broken, and because I made him a Draenei. I started in the Night Elf Zone, and I've done the Night Elf Zone so many times that I don't like it anymore, unfortunately. Out of all the zones I've done over and over again, the Dwarf Zone is the only zone I have done on repeat for years. I actually still enjoy it. Dun Moreau has something about it that makes it so whimsical to me. I love it. The snow mainly. The snow. But on top of the tree is just it's cool every now and again, but I guess because I'm doing it as a Draenei is what's throwing me off. I don't know really. But out of the Conquest of Azeroth classes I played, the Barbarian, me being the Range Barbarian, is fun. The Necromancer is okay. I only got him to level 8, and I haven't unlocked the talents for him yet. But I might have to just move him somewhere else entirely to get him out of the tree, because I can't stand playing the. I get once again. I think it's because I'm up there as a Draenei, not a Night Elf. It's what's throwing me off. So I'm probably going to take him to Dark Shore if I'm going to level him up again. And then I have an Undead Knight. That's the Knight of Zothos. The basically the mounted combat knight that deals with a lot of cool build. Basically, he's a butcher. I love it. I love him so far. He's undead, which I only did that because I didn't want to be an orc, and I didn't want to be a Draenei again. So I chose undead because I never really did Tearsfall Glade. I never really played that zone as a questing. So I'm currently doing that until I hit the Mana Storm button to see if I can even queue for it, and got thrown to Mana Storm. And I started leveling up. I got to level 26 in Mana Storm, which doesn't seem like much, but to me that's a lot. Especially on a character that is actively leveling. So, I know I mentioned Mana Storm, but I didn't fully explain what it is. So, Project Ascension has this feature called Mana Storm. Millhouse Mana Storm has created like an endless dungeon you can explore. Essentially, you zone into it and you fight some creatures to a boss. To a boss. Now, this boss can be a actual boss in a dungeon, or it could be a random NPC they made a boss. I know I've teleported to Moonbrook a few times, and I'm fighting a frost mage in the middle of all the pillagers who all cast fireball, and it's fucking painful. It's fucking painful. Moonbrook is a very dangerous place because those fireballs hit like a truck. Still, I've also teleported that keep on top of keep that actual rim by Black Rock Orcs in Red Ridge. There's a boss. They made a boss out of orc up there on top of the tower, on top of the keep. Other areas, they make custom areas that contain enemies from Battle for Azeroth, and just make it a little story adventure you have to deal with. All kinds of cool stuff. As you defeat stuff, you unlock the ability to use other things from into other areas. So, as you defeat the levels, you end up unlocking those enemies and the buffs and debuffs that come with those enemies, and they spread across the entire time you do mana storms from that point on. So if you defeat a boss that ends up summoning a bunch of lightning totems everywhere, now as you do mana storms, the lightning totem stuff, the lightning that the boss summons, has a chance to appear on other things, not just him anymore. I went into, I was doing a Blackrock depths. It took me to the middle of Blackrock City. Blackrock City. Yeah. It's the guard captain who keeps the gates from opening up. The gate captain, I think it is. Anyway, I had to go kill him. On my way to kill him, I fought a Amani Berserker. Just chilling inside with all the dwarves. That was neat. I've also done Scarlet Monastery. Not Scarlet Monastery, Strathome, the living size Strathome, full of the Scarlet Crusade. I've gone to that a few times, and I've had it where there's been all the Scarlet Crusaders still there, and I've gone in it when it's all the Scarlet Crusaders are replaced with Trogs, and that was hilarious. I've done a few of them where all the enemies are completely different, and that's always fun to see because they all do different things. I fought I went to one of the Moonbrook times. I went to Moonbrook, and there were pillagers and then melee defiants, but there was also just random fire elementals chilling around the city as well, around the Moonbrook. So that was neat. Overall, the Mana Storm me playing around with Mana Storm is fun. I like it. I do like it a lot. It's not the best for leveling up unless you're doing it really fast, which I can't because I'm just playing by myself. But it's enjoyable. The character, the knight, the knight I'm playing, this whole gimmick is that he is a demonic knight from the Burning Legion doing stuff. And I love it. I love every minute of it. He relies purely on just physical damage. At least the build I'm going with is going to be pure physical. There is the tank version of him, which he regains. His whole thing is that he's constantly stealing health from the enemy to keep himself alive, and he's just tanky. He's overall just tanky. But I'm playing the pure melee DPS form of him, which is fun because it lets me just unga bunga my way to victory. I can set you on fire, and a variety of those gimmicks here and there. Is it the best? No. By no means is it the best thing, but I love it, and it's fun. I did play more Total WoW yesterday, too, and that was fun. On my little paladin, my dwarf paladin, just doing dwarf things. Really getting a feel for vanilla, because it is vanilla. It's vanilla plus, but it's vanilla with all the menus, everything else. That's why it took me a bit to get used to the frame, the way the frame is, because when I first played vanilla all those years ago, before they started updating the graphical engine to actually fit on monitors, I played on a giant square monitor. My monitor was a flat monitor, but it was square. It was great. I loved it. You know those griffin things on the side? The little griffin things on the side of the action bar? I didn't know those existed until I got a new monitor. Back in Wrath is when I got the new monitor. Because I never adjusted the aspect ratio or anything else like that. But I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I will say that one thing they did, which is helpful for vanilla, Total WoW is they put it with a quest that if the quest has a counter on it, like how many of this out of this do you need to kill, you are able to keep those. It displays it on the side underneath the minimap, which is great. I did end up turning on NPC nameplates because while yes I did play most of vanilla with NPC nameplates never turned on because I didn't play the settings. It gets hard to keep going. I don't know what expansion it was that default that has NPC nameplates turned on by default, but I do know that I did not have it on for a long time when I was playing all those years ago. I don't know when they got defaulted turned on. And fast quest text. I forgot that was a feature to actually have it scroll, actually have it, write the quest out. That is, I loved it. I love the fact it writes it out. Yes, I did turn it on because I'm doing Dom Moreau, and I've done those quests so goddamn much. Yeah, I'm hoping Turtle WoW does become the go-to WoW for me, because I can only do Ascension for so long, even with Conquest of Azeroth before I don't get. It's not that I get bored. It's just that I long to actually have a community to talk to. Project Ascension is great and all for various reasons, but the problem it runs across is everyone min-maxes so much, and there's really no one leveling up to talk to. Most of your interaction with the people are going to be at max level, or you queue up for dungeons. See, as it stands, Manastorm is a solo queue unless you invite 2 other people to come with you. And that's where it gets fun. I would love to have a group of people to go do Manastorms with me. I would love to level up in Manastorm, which I might try doing. Just as soon as I'm able to do a Manastorm, just queue up in a Manastorm and I don't leave until I hit max level. I just keep doing Manastorm after Manastorm after Manastorm. The XP is diminishing returns over time, so it's not ideal to level up in Manastorm. Manastorm's great for getting some gear, hopping out, and then doing some more world quests, or some more quests in general. It's not ideal for trying to get to max level, in my opinion. I don't know, though. I don't quite know. They are implementing new quests because the Conquest of Azeroth, the Azeroth there has a few new quests. They have a weird portal system that I keep coming across, but I can't use it because it says not available in the PTR. So I hope to find out more about that later on. But retail to me is gone. I'm not going to delete the character or delete the account. So I'm just going to keep a hold of it because I might come back to it, or I might have someone say, "Hey, let's go do this together," and I might say, "Screw it, let's go ahead and do it." And it might be fun. There might just be a break I need to take from WoW, but I don't see myself coming back for any important patches. There's like nothing left I want to do in WoW. I'm not a big transmog hunter. When transmogs first came out, I went and farmed what I wanted. I farmed tier 2 from all the heroic dungeons, all the heroic Burning Crusade dungeons, and the tier 2 recolor for the druids, and then the other recolor for druids. I farmed those 2. I think it was tier 1, tier 2, and tier 2.5 or tier 1.5. One of those 2 numbers, but I did farm tier 2, the recolor and tier 2 for druids, and I did the same thing for my warrior. My warrior's default transmog most of the time is this mixture of paladin transmog and warrior transmog. So he has red and purple and some white on him, and he wields two giant. Wields two very large swords. One's red, one's green. They're basically just the green one's just a recolor of the red one, and the two-handed weapons. And that's my warrior's transmog. My druid transmog changes over time. It was just the recoloring of the tier 2 with the black horns instead of the gold horns. The black horns you get from doing the Shadow Moon quest. That gives you gives you items that let you see the specters of Shadow Moon Valley. I like that. And I use the black ice from the Nexus. The Nexus raid. Other than that, pets, sure, for a while I was collecting all the pets and everything else because I liked it, but I just I don't do pet battles that often anymore because a lot of them came down to, hey, you gotta do this particular build or you're not gonna get anything at all. Oh, how do I get this pet? Well, you get this pet by, in order to get this pet, you have to build this team to go do this, and I just gave up on it because it became annoying trying to hunt down all the pets, and I just didn't have the motivation to do it anymore. I never was a big mount farmer because I just simply wasn't. There's a few mounts I wanted, but after them not dropping after 100 tries, I kind of gave up on them. Yeah, I do hope that retail gets better, and maybe I come back to it later on. But for right now, I'm happy playing the two free versions of WoW I'm currently playing. Turtle WoW, because I want to experience, it's Ghost of Vanilla Plus I'm going to get Vanilla, and I love it because it's a much slower pace. Playing a Vanilla Paladin, oh my goodness, I forgot so much about Vanilla Paladin. But it's fun. I like it because legitimately all I gotta do is walk to target, bonk targets, target dies. It's fun. And then Ascension, I like Conquest of Azeroth. I'm actually getting into leveling up the characters. I'll level up the different ways to fight, different classes for Conquest, and that's fun. I do like the free pick of Conquest, or the random nation of their season, so I might make another season character or continue my adventure on the season character I have already, and see what crazy shenanigans I can get into. I will say, as much as I like the fact they broke up a lot of the special legendary mystic enchantments into smaller parts, so you can get different benefits from, instead of having the mystic enchantment to do one thing you want to do, you have a chance to get that one part of that mystic enchantment. As much as I like that, I don't like how now there's so much more I need to break down and take the essence out of to keep certain parts of what I want working to work. It's a little bit annoying. And that does feel a little bit more like I need to spend money to buy the essence remover stuff. I can't remember what the actual item is called, but it's a currency essentially that you earn by leveling up your mystic enchantment stuff. So basically, by breaking down mystic enchantments or making things have mystic enchantments, or re-rolling mystic enchantments, you level that up. And every time you level up, you get one thing that lets you save a mystic enchantment to your collection. There are some things that drop that give you mystic enchantments automatically added to your collection, but it's rare. So there's just so much going on now that makes me envious of previous seasons. I do like playing their non-seasonal version of Ascension, which you can just log into it, make a character, and just free pick your way to whether you want or activate the rolling mechanic to basically roll your abilities if you want to, or you are able to pick an archetype which you choose damage, you choose DPS, tank, or healing, and then from there you choose what else you want to do with it. For instance, you can choose a magic tank, melee tank, or hybrid, and then it gives you a list of pre-made classes you can choose from, pre-made builds to choose from. So as you level up, you automatically unlock the talents and the mystic enchantments and all the abilities you need to play that pre-build. Or you can just do the random one where it randomly spits out it lets you pick a class out of 3, depending on what kind of play style you want to do that play for. Then you level it up, and if you like the build, you keep it. You keep going, or you prestige and start over, or you prestige and you make another class build, and that way you have multiple class builds. You can just swap between the 2, or 3, or 5, or however many you end up having. It's fun. I also like the challenges, because the challenges make it interesting. I think that's the main thing that WoW to me is lacking, because the only thing I want to do in retail the last few weeks have been make a Death Knight and play a Death Knight. But I'm remembering Death Knights from when they first came out in Wrath. I'm remembering Death Knights, how much fun I was having leveling up and playing one in Legion after I got my weapon. But because we were doing a bunch of raiding at the time, I didn't get much time to play the Death Knight. So I never finished leveling him up. And I've got his weapon leveled all the way up. I got him leveled up, but I didn't get his weapon leveled up. I never completed the artifact weapon. I didn't even get the other artifact weapons. I never did them. But yeah. I do miss... I am gonna miss certain aspects of retail, but I'm more than happy not playing retail again. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel my subscription probably today and just let the timer run out. Anyway, thank you for watching. See y'all next time. Oh, that's the picture. I want to show off the robot chicken. Look at it. So cool. Bye-bye.